Hey, what's up, guys? Doing another What's Next. This is on Julian J-Rock Williams, the former unified Super Welterweight champion. J-Rock is my number 3 Super Welterweight in the world right now. That's 154 pounds. He last fought in January when he lost the unified titles. The unified title when he got upset and knocked out in the 5th round by little-known Jason Rosario. I believe he was overlooking Rosario and projecting himself as the top dog, which he was. He was written in as the number 1 guy at 154 for his huge upset of Jarrett Hurd last year when he captured the unified title. But first title defense out, he loses the belt, and then he had an immediate rematch clause in the contract, but he decided to not take it. So he pulled a Jarrett Hurd, what Hurd decided to do. So surprising turn of events there. So now the big question is, what's next for Julian J-Rock Williams? Well, he's ranked in he's ranked pretty high in the WBC and the WBA. I believe he's number 4 in both, or he's number 4 in the WBC and he's number 3 in the WBA. So he's right up there. So that means possibly final eliminators next. So let's run through the top 10 and see what's up. He is with the PBC, and 9 out of 10 fighters in the top 10 are PBC fighters. So let's see what's possibly next for J-Rock. We start with number 1, reigning 2-time champion, 2-time WBC champion, Jermell Charlo. Not going to happen next. Charlo's looking at either Rosario or Erislandy Lara. J-Rock's coming off that loss. Wouldn't make sense for Charlo to face him, so I don't see this one. Number 2 is a rematch with unified champion Jason Rosario. He's already passed on it. Not going to happen next. J-Rock's number 3. Number 4 is a rematch with former unified champion Jarrett Hurd. They could set this up as an eliminator. He could go out and prove and leave no doubt. I don't think he wants to do that next. Jarrett Hurd would probably be down for the fight, but I don't think J-Rock would be down coming off that knockout loss. I don't see it, so not likely to happen. Number 5 is WBA regular champion Erislandy Lara. If Lara gets asked out of the whole conversation and doesn't have a good, clean opponent to face next, I think he'd be down to face Williams, because Williams has somewhat of a name and they're both with PBC. But I really think Lara's probably going to get Charlo, or he's probably going to get a decent fighter. And to be honest, I don't think J-Rock would want to fight Lara anyway next, so not seeing it. Number 6 now is undefeated former champion Brian Castano. Not going to happen. Castano's lined up for a WBO title fight against Patrick Teixeira, so him and Williams is not happening next. Number 7 is a matchup with former champion Tony Harrison. Here's a matchup I could see happening. Both these guys got knocked out in their last fight, but both guys are ranked pretty high by the WBC. Harrison's number 3, J-Rock's number 4. Erickson Lubin could be going for the interim title next. Sergio Garcia is sitting at the number 2 spot. So I think these guys could fight to possibly move up to the top spot. I do think it's possible. Would they want to face each other? I think neither guy probably wants to train too hard and take an interim fight, but I think that's probably what they're going to do. So I don't see it happening, but I think it very well could. They're both with PBC, both coming off of losses. It would be a crossroad fight, but it's also a fight they'd have to really get up for, and I'm not sure either guy would want to do that in their next fight, so we'll see. Number 8 is WBO champion Patrick Teixeira. Not going to happen. Teixeira's got a mandatory title defense against Brian Castano next, so he's not. J-Rock's not an option. Number 9 is it's Terrell Gausha, also with the PBC. Wouldn't completely rule it out, especially Gausha not fighting in what's going to be over a year by the time he returns. But he's kind of a boxer. He doesn't have a big name. He is with the PBC, so that's the reason why I wouldn't completely rule it out. But I don't think J-Rock wants to face him, so I'm not seeing it. And then finally at number 10 is former world title challenger Erickson Lubin. Lubin is supposed to be fighting for the interim title in his next fight. But I still don't see him facing J-Rock wanting to face Lubin. He's number 4, and I think Garcia and Tony Harrison are probably going to pass on fighting for the interim title. But I think J-Rock at number 4 probably will too, because he's coming off that loss. I don't think he wants to get back in. Erickson Lubin's a bad matchup for anybody. He's young, very talented southpaw. The only chance I think this has to happen is there's an interim title for the WBC, so possibly. And the other option would be because they're both PBC guys. So that's the only way I see this fight having any kind of legs to it. But I honestly don't think it's going to happen. So, excuse me. So what do I think J-Rock is going to do next? To be honest, I think J-Rock's probably going to go after just a stay busy fight. He's probably going to come back for the end of the year, get a win, get a knockout under his, on his resume, or just a win, get some rounds in, and then jump back in feet first next year, going after an eliminator, possibly a title fight. So that's what I think. But he could surprise us. He could face any number of option of guys. I think he could get the fights he could get if he asked for them. If he could dictate, would probably be a rematch with Hurd. He could probably possibly get a Tony Harrison fight. I think that would be more in his favor. I think Harrison would be down. I think Terrell Gausha, and then also the last guy would be possible at number 10, Erickson Lubin. So any one of those 4 guys is very possible that I think can happen. So that's it. That's what's next on Julian J-Rock Williams, the former unified world champion, number 3 at Super Welterweight 154. Hope you enjoyed it. True Boxing, you've been hit with the truth.